Hello, my name is Payenda Mokhles. I'm the University of San Diego student for Master of Science in Cybersecurity Operations and Leadership. This is my final project for the course CSOL 580, Cyber Intelligence. And here today I'm presenting the final project for Cyber Threat Intelligence Plan and Proposal. We are going to discuss the following topics in this presentations. Cyber intelligence, we are going to talk about the uh, what is cyber intelligence, and we're going to differentiate the intelligence from informations. We are going to talk about the adversaries and threat actors for your organizations or any industry that you are in. Also, we are going to talk about cyber intelligence types and the information that is required, the type of information to um, countermeasure those attacks. And you're going to talk about the CTI, or the Cyber Threat Intelligence Process Life Cycle. And you're going to talk about the methods that the actors or the adversaries take to attack your organization. We're going to talk about the Lockheed Martin cyber kill chain, basically the steps that an attacker usually take to hit your organizations, or they take the steps that they take on any target. And we are going to talk about the security layers. Basically, this is mainly for my organization, but it could apply for any organization. But mainly in this presentation, this will apply to my organizations. And also, we are going to talk about the current status of my organization's network, what I have right now, what type of devices, what type of security applications, what I do for my endpoint, all this stuff, and recommendations. I will add some recommendations for my network security and for overall the betterment of the cybersecurity for my organizations. I'll present some recommendation for the C-level in my organization. So here we go. What is cyber intelligence? Cyber intelligence is the collection of processed information which is generated after a thorough and a very robust and reliable analysis of the experts and professionals on the subject or field. And usually this intelligence is then used mainly by policymakers to make decisions. And here, according to the Gardner definition, the cyber intelligence is the evidence-based knowledge, including context, mechanisms, indicators, implications, and actionable advice about an existing or emerging menace or hazard to IT or information assets, and can be used to inform decisions regarding response to that menace or hazard. So basically, as I've explained earlier, the intelligence is the process information, not only information, but this is a process information which is mainly used for policymakers to make that decision. All right, so now we are going to discuss about the threat actors. It is important to know your enemies, or people who will attack you, or who has the intention to harm you, or they have planned to attack you. So here we're gonna list a couple of these actors. The first thing one is government sponsored. Usually, these groups are uh, are funded, and they usually build a very sophisticated and targeted attacks, and usually they are motivated by political or economic um, or some military agendas, and they are often looking for competitive information, resources, or users that can be exploited for espionage purposes. And next one is organized crime. Organized crime are those cyber criminals that are engaged in targeted attacks, that looking for profits, and they're typically looking for the kind of like let's say PII, or personally identifiable informations like your social security numbers, health cards or health records, credit cards, banking information, uh, and they might also could do some hijacking or ransom some critical data or some other digital resources that they can do those stuff too. And next one is hacktivist. Activists are those attackers that have some political agenda, or their goal is to create high profile attacks that can help to distribute a propaganda, or or cause a damage to our organization's reputation. And the ultimate goal is to find a way to benefit their cause, or gain awareness for their issue. And the next one is insider threat. These attackers are operating inside your organizations, are like typically like your employees, your ex-employees, or somebody that are looking to revenge, or are like for some type of financial gain, or maybe retaliation or something. And they sometimes collaborate with other threat actors, like organized crime, government sponsored hackers, or any loyalty, or any for just like exchange of money, or prestige could be. And then the next one is opportunities. These attackers are usually amateur criminals. They are for like script kiddies, that they are driven by the desire for notoriety, and they're like security researchers to trying to help organizations find some security vulnerabilities, or even they're professional hackers that they are looking to profit from the findings, or exposing flaws and exploits in their networks and devices. And they can be harmful, or they can let you in and for some uh, an intention to get something from you back. And then the next one is internal user error, which is like kind of misconfiguration, or on your devices, especially your network defensive devices that mostly network engineers or system engineers does, or your programmers or coders might have a flaw in their coders that might cause a vulnerability, and put your organization under risk. And then the next one could be is botnet operations, and botnet is just like collection of the connected devices, or could be a computer, could be a servers that are like intend to uh, use harmful or malicious activities against your organization. And then we have phishers, like phishing is like a form of fraud in which okay, and now we're going to talk about the types of cyber threat intelligence, and we are going to talk about the types of the threat intelligence information that we get from the actors. So once we know our actors, our enemies, or our attackers, then we need to collect information uh, about like how we can attack them. So uh, basically, uh, this type of threat intelligence are used for you to make your policies or make your decisions based on that. And also you need to collect like the type of intelligence intelligence information so that you can get their intentions, their techniques, and their operations. So here we're going to discuss like the three types of this type of the CTI or cyber threat intelligence information. So the first one is the strategic one. Basically, and the strategic one, all we are looking for their intentions, motivations, the capabilities, and their plans for now and the future of basically of the attackers. We're talking about the attackers. And then we have the operational information, which is basically deals with all the types of the information that are consumed by the attackers that we can that they usually consumed by a SIEM tools or threat intelligence platforms where it's a cross reference with network logs or event logs or Windows logs and other collected data to determine if if a threat actor is planning to engage your organization or has already breached your defenses. CTI or Cyber Threat Intelligence Process Lifecycle. The very first stage is the planning and requirements. So here it defines a clear CTI mission uh, that speaks to the goals of the program, like what we are trying to do and what are our requirements. So that the preliminary gathering of the planning and the basic requirements of the product that need to be produced. And the next step is the collection and process. So basically here we determine the how, how, when, why, and what to be collected to fulfill the requirements. And the third step is the analysis. Basically here we evaluate, analyze, and interpret the processed information against the requirements to make sure that it matches all the requirements. And then the fourth one is the production, which is the actual final finished intelligence products, like, and then which is ready for a briefing or a technical reports that are timely, relevant, and actionable, and trace back to the basic requirements that we had in the first step. And this product basically matches all the requirements that has been talked and discussed in the first step. And finally, dissemination and feedback. So this one is like delivering the finished intelligent product to internal or external stakeholders or to the counterparts, and defining frequencies and methods products should be outlined to for the all the actions and means that or that it mean to perform this task. So, and this is a live going, maybe we may need to review back and forth, and it's like an ongoing process. And next we're going to talk about the CTI, the cyber kill chain. Thank you. Now we are going to discuss about the threat methods. The first one is advanced persistent threat, or APT, which is the very advanced threats or attacks that can be done to your organization or network. And this is like we're gonna discuss more in the cyber kill chain, the C2 commands. Like once the attacker attacks or get access to your network, then they stay there for a long time, and they are performing different stuff, and they are usually keeping the backdoor for themselves to come back and do whatever they want to do on your network. And distributed denial of service, or DDoS attack, which is very famous attacks that usually they are trying to send a lot of traffic to a service or a device so that they can stop replying or responding to the legitimate or actual services or request. And IoT botnets, as we have discussed, and the cyber threat actors that are a collection of the devices over the internet, that can be a workstation, a PC, a servers, or anything, or IoT actually, which is like Internet of Things, and they are like your home appliances or all your intelligent devices that can be attacked, and through those devices, because usually they are just being manufactured, and they are not considering more about their security right now. And the malware function softwares that are and you know that malware is all the malicious softwares that are very harmful, and basically the there are different types of malwares like virus, Trojan horses, and different. But the big difference between metamorphic or polymorphic malware is the metamorphic is the type of malware that the code change every iterations, or every iteration or every time that the malware runs, it change the code completely, so that it makes difficult for the antiviruses, which are based on signature, to detect them. While polymorphic has two parts in the coding, so it changed one part, which is the virus detection routine, and they encrypts the virus protect program body, or EVB, um, the encrypted virus program body, which is and then it makes difficult for attackers to attack that one too. So basically, metamorphic change the whole code every iteration, and polymorphic change a part of the uh, code, and the one part remains the same, and then they change half of the code. And then we have the phishing, as we have discussed, and the actors that people are using different source of messaging or emails to send advertisements, send malicious links or attachments to Cyber Kill Chain. Cyber Kill Chain is developed by Lockheed Martin. Usually, what it describes is what the steps that the attackers takes to attack the target, and yeah, it's a 7 steps, and it defines what steps an attacker takes, or techniques, and um, procedures, and tactics, techniques, and procedures that they are using uh, uh, to attack your organization. So the first, okay, here I'm going to talk about the current status of my organization's network. So we have the mission critical assets, the data security, the application security, the security endpoints, the perimeter and network security, and physical security. So also we have a proactive policy management, we have a reactive monitoring and response. So for the data security, we have the data encryption by the Microsoft BitLocker, and we have the secure backup systems. We have the Cisco registered envelope services or the secure emails. For application security, we have the Okta single sign-on. We have the secure programming languages for the .NET frameworks. And for secure endpoints, we have the intelligent antivirus, the silence, which act as the based on the behavioral of users. We have the syslogs, and we have a proper patch management of the endpoints. And for the parameter and network security, we have the Cisco's latest fire threat defenses or FTDs, which is also called the firepowers, and they have the advanced features of the intrusion detection, intrusion preventions, and advanced malware protections. And also we have the Cisco registered envelope services. And for the physical security, we have the multi-factor authentication on all our uh, doors. We have the head security that you need to swipe your badge um, and enter your entry code on the pen pad. And for the mission critical assets, we have our internal software and applications. In the next slide, I will talk about the recommendations for our current network to make our data and network more secure. Here's my recommendation for better network security and for the betterment of the cybersecurity for my organization. On the perimeter and network security, I would like to have Citrix ADC, which is the application delivery controller and used to call Citrix NetScalers. And I need them for reverse proxy and load balancers for my web applications and internal web applications, external web applications, Exchange servers. So that's a good one to have. And also Cisco Umbrella, which used to call the OpenDNS for URL filtering and URL monitoring. And also for the application security, I would like to have a multi-factor authentication strategy to be on place. And then for the data security, I would like to have the Citrix share file, and I would like to have the Citrix ZenMobile for BYOD devices. It's better to have uh, ZenMobile to download all the emails. So by ZenMobile, you can put the restrictions like uh, uh, block forwarding emails, block the camera, copy, paste, forward emails. You can do a lot of restrictions and better management. And with share file, you can share files within the organizations or without the or people who outside your organization. And I would like to have SIM tools for the log managements and syslogs. And I've already mentioned the Cisco umbrella. So this is my recommendation for better network security and for my organization cyber security betterment. And finally, we are at the end of the presentation. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a nice day.